Hello and welcome back. I'm your host, Eric. Today we're going to be making some music. Here's the plan. Last week, I transcribed the entirety of a Marvin Gaye song called All the Way Around. And it's a great song. I learned a lot of important things. Number one, in that song, the piano is never really playing chords, it's just playing lines. And all of the harmonic content comes from the string arrangement and the horn arrangement. Number two, the undeniable funk of Marvin Gaye's music comes from his voice, his backgrounds, his rhythm section, and the string and horn arrangement writing. It's some incredible stuff. It's written by Coleridge Taylor Perkinson. Let me tell you, he did an amazing job. And number three, you know what? Those horn and string arrangements aren't necessarily always super in time. They're always very laid back. And I want to try and write something similar.
It probably won't end up anything like it, but I'm going to use some of the techniques that he used, like part writing and his arrangement and stuff like that. So, yeah. But first, we got to figure out these drums, so let's figure that out.
One fun thing that you can do in Ableton is take, let's say, for example, you recorded drums the other day, and you don't want to set up your entire drum tracks again. What you can do is you can go into your recordings here and go into some old projects, and you can grab these drums. You can just drop them in there. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? And now you have these drums which sound like this. Now they sound kind of funny right now because they are being repitched. This is how they sounded originally, but at a much slower tempo. What was that tempo? 84. Okay, that is much slower. We're at a wildly different tempo, which is 120 beats per minute.
So, yeah, those drums were from the project that I worked on when I transcribed the Marvin Gaye song. And I think they sound pretty cool. So we're going to use those to write the final song. We're going to put everything on top of those drums. But first, we got to make sure that they actually do work. So I'm going to just play the chords on top of them and see how it sounds.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that tempo sounds pretty good. It's a little fast maybe, but I don't know. I think it'll be cool. So now I'm just going to make the beat. First, we're going to record the A section. And yeah. So first we got to choose a sound. So let's play my favorite game, which is to click on random presets until I find one that sounds good. Not that one. Okay, I like this sound, but we're going to change it a little bit. Let's make it a little bit less harsh by lowering the volume of one of the oscillators. Raise up the noise, bring back in that sound, lower the noise back lower the noise back down a little bit. Change the frequency so that they're matching, and then we got a pad. So that's great. So now we can record the final line that's going to go in the beat. Yeah, that's sick. And then we save this preset. Very important. Always save your preset. Now we need some bass. So I'm going to play the same good old game where you choose a random patch and you know what? It's kind of sick. It's kind of really sick. Turn off the noise. That's really dope. First try. Okay, yeah, that's fire. I'm kind of fried mentally, so I'm probably gonna stop there for tonight. I'll catch back up with you tomorrow. I'm really excited to play these drums because it's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be sick. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, it's the next day. Last night, I mixed this a little bit. I added some effects to this pad and the bass, and they sound like this. then I also tried out a little vocoder thing, which I don't think is going to stay. I mean, it sounds pretty sick, but I might use it later. Who knows? I might use it later. We'll see. But for now, it's just going to stay off. So now what we have to do is we have to arrange it some more. So I'm going to add some other stuff, little plucky things probably, and I have to write a melody because I don't have one. So I'm going to get to work on that. It's kind of funny because I feel like in every single beat I make, basically every beat I make, there's an element that I write just like this, where it's like a plucky background thing that, you know, has a bunch of reverb and is spinning around your head, but I usually don't use it, so who knows if I will this time. Boom. This is Kevin. He's behind me. He's working on his own song, and we got that part. Now we just have to write a melody. Wish me luck. What's up? So last night I did not record a melody, but that's okay because I recorded that other plucky little thing and it sounds cool, but I probably won't have it in most of the time because it's kind of a lot. So now we're going to write a melody and then maybe some backgrounds. The other thing that I forgot to mention is I said that I was going to make this without like using chords and pads, and then I just didn't do that. So we'll do that for the B section, and then maybe it'll be like a cool contrast. So if you were screaming at me for that first, however long that was, I apologize. And I hope that the B section makes up for it. But first we're going to finish this A section. It's kind of a cool sound. Cool, yeah. I left a lot of space. So the idea behind the space is that I'm going to have like another instrument that responds to the melody instrument whenever the melody instrument is done doing its thing. So I'm going to try and figure that out. I think that's sick. You know, the responses are a little bit, sometimes feel a little cringe, maybe. But who doesn't love a little bit of cringe? Cringe is great. Put a little bit of cringe in every song you make. Quote me. Quote that. It's pretty busy. There's a lot going on, but that's okay also, because I think I made it work, maybe. We'll see. Later, mixing Eric is going to have to figure that out. And we can also spread things out and make more interesting arrangements with all this information that we have now. But we have to make the B section now, which is really hype because I am getting bored of listening to this. So let's do that. We're just going to use the same drums, just like this. You know, boop, there you go. New drums. Okay, now we're going to work on the B section. My idea for this section is that there's going to be a bass line that is very simple, and then we're going to have wind that makes me stop talking. And then we're going to have some lines that imply the harmony but don't actually have chords. So we're going to have, it's going to be chords because there's going to be notes playing the harmony, right? But we're not going to have like a keyboard part that's like outlining the harmony. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just listen and you'll check it out. But first we have to do the bass. So yeah, listen to the bass. Guess I should probably turn off the reverb. Cool, I like that bass part. It's definitely good. It's very simple, obviously. It's just the notes, but we're gonna leave space for the other parts. So the idea is
now we're actually going to do the thing that I said that we were going to do, where there aren't chords, right? We're not going to use a chordal instrument. We're just going to have other instruments playing lines that imply the harmony. So let's try to do that. Okay, yeah, that's good, but I also want this part to be able to build at the end. So I'm gonna add some other parts to it so that I can, use that to make the section build. And then at the end, I'll use the drums to make it build more, probably, who knows. Okay, and now we're done with the B section, but the thing is I don't really like the responses in the A section. And that's for two reasons. Number one, the harmonies are bad. I don't like the harmonies. You guys should have told me that, and I should have stopped there, but I didn't, so we're gonna redo it. And also the sound is not fitting, I feel like. So I'm gonna just try and find a new sound, and we'll probably use the same line, but just try to make it fit the song better. Okay, cool. So now at this point, we have all the building blocks of the song, right? We have our A section, we have our B section, we have different parts in each of the sections so we can make them sound a little bit different when they come back around. But what we need now is to arrange it so that I have something to play the drums on, and then I'll play the drums across the whole thing. So I arranged it, and then I started playing the drums, but I encountered some issues, all right? Number one, the drums part is really hard, and I couldn't play it. I mean, it's not extremely hard, it's just kind of something that I haven't really done before, so I had to practice a lot. And then I did practice, and number two, I got sick. So that's when I practiced. I got sick, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna practice drums this whole day, and I did. Obviously not enough to become perfect at this beat that I was trying to play, but enough to get a reasonable take. Not a take that I would keep for a final song, but it sounds good enough. So check it out. And this is the final thing, so check it out. Hi, Dexter. Hi, buddy. Well, this is the end. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely did. It was definitely hard, but that's okay. Sometimes projects are hard. And I learned a lot from this one. It didn't end up very much like the Marvin Gaye song, but that's okay because I learned a lot. So if you enjoyed, what I would ask of you is to go make something yourself. Go make a song. Or if you don't make songs, then go write a poem or make a drawing or whatever you do to be creative, go do that and have fun. All right, I'll see you in the next one.